ज्यादा गर्मी है। यस, गुड मॉर्निंग अंजलि, गुड मॉर्निंग चतुर्तेजा। I have already shared the notes, right? So they might be uploaded today. Good morning Niharika, Vahani, good morning beta. Tell me if you have any doubt. If you have any query, doubt, please tell me. Niharika, Vahani, Chaturteja, Anjali. If you want me to explain, good morning Santosh. Yes, good morning Sai Darshak. So any doubt from your side beta regarding any topic? We have discussed so many topics till now. We have discussed mole calculation. If W is given, molecules are given, volume is given. We also understood molar mass, average molar mass. We also understood empirical formula, molecular formula. Also understood stoichiometry, right? That is chemical equation and chemical reaction. Then we also understood concept of limiting reagent, excess reagent. We also understood percentage yield, percentage purity, percentage composition. These are the topic which we covered. All right. And right now we are focusing on concentration terms. Yes, good morning Deepak. So these are all the topic which we have covered. So if you have any doubt, you want me to explain anything from previous topics? All clear? So all clear can have two meanings. Stoichiometry. Yes, okay beta. All clear can have two meaning, that nothing, you have got nothing. Everything is clear, everything has bounced from your head. And all clear can have that you have no doubt. Okay, I will explain stoichiometry. Stoichiometry is nothing, it just tells you about the relationship between various components. Chaturteja, stoichiometry is nothing, it just give you the idea about the various component, that in what ratio they are going to. Do not worry Vani, I have provided yesterday in the late night, so they might upload today by the evening, so you will get Vani, you will get the notes. So stoichiometry is nothing, they are saying like this: A plus 2B gives 3C or 5C. So you have to see the just stoichiometric coefficients. Stoichiometric coefficients are which are written in front of components. Okay, so whatever written in front of component are the stoichiometric coefficient, and ratio of the stoichiometric coefficient tells about the idea or gives the idea about how many moles of component A are going to react with component B. So it tells, basically it tells about the ratio, exact molar ratio. So stoichiometry tells about exact molar ratio. For example, in this case, see, so you need to focus molar. It tells about moles. Moles के बारे में बताता है. It tells you about moles. So from this reaction, you can see if 1 mole of A is present, then you need to take 2 mole. And if you take in like this, then after the reaction, it will provide you 5 mole. This is the stoichiometry. What does it mean? That if you have taken 100 moles, then these must be 200 moles. Okay. So after reaction, it will provide 500 moles. Okay. I'm giving you 3-4 examples. Just focus, you will get it. Again, I am writing the same reaction here. A plus 2B gives 5C. Now it might give that there are 150 moles of B. So now you can do back calculation. You can see if it's 2 moles are required, then it will, A should be 1. That is, there is a ratio of 1:2. So you can say if there are 150 moles, then these should be half of 150. That is 1/2 into 150. That I have told you. Take the stoichiometry of A in the above and take the stoichiometry of other component in the denominator. If you are given with this, now you see there is ratio of 2:5. That is 2.5 times. If it is 2, then it will be 5. That is 2.5 times. So it will, if you see 150 into 5/2. Okay. Or there can be another problem in which they can give you the moles of this. So they have given you 50 moles. To prepare the 50 moles, so do the back calculation. If the moles of C are 50, then you need to take moles of A. 1/5 of, you can see 5:1 ka ratio. You can easily see if it is 5, then it is required only 1. 1 mole of A can produce 5 moles. So to 50 moles, it will require only 10 moles. And it will be 20 moles. So it is just a ratio. It's a back calculation or the forward, just depending upon the balancing. So you have to balance it. So is it okay, Chatur Teja? Did you get it? Just see the coefficients. See the coefficient. It tells you the requirement. Okay. So you can write it. I have given 4 examples. If they are 1:2, then it will provide 5 moles. 100, 200, 500. Or 150, then it will be half of 150, and this will be 2.5 times of 150. And if it is 50 moles, then back calculation. So these are all the topics which we have covered till now. If you have any doubt regarding that, you can also ask me on Telegram, or you can ping me. I will explain in next class on the board, right? So do not hesitate, because we are on the verge to. Mole calculation is nothing, beta. Mole calculation is nothing. If weight is given, you have to divide by molar mass of substance. Then you will get moles. And if n is given, particles are given, then you have to divide by Na, Avogadro number. If V is given, then 22.4 liter से आपको divide करना है, but this is valid only for gases, gas at STP. So if weight is given, Santosh, divide by molar mass of the given substance. If molecules are given, divide by Avogadro number. And if volume is given, and vice versa, beta. If moles are given, you want to calculate weight, then multiply by molar mass. So I have already given you one chart. So I will rewrite it. Okay, to calculate moles, right now we have studied 4 formulas. So moles can be represented by n. I am represented by n. So if weight is given, weight of any substance is given, that is W. So how will you calculate? Just weight divided by molar mass. Molar mass, I hope you know how to calculate the molar mass. ठीक है? Similarly, if particles are given, right? Particles of given component are given, then just divide by n by Na. You will get moles. And if volume is given, volume at STP is given for any gas. It is valid only for gas. It is valid only for gas. So you can take V by 22.4 liter. So you will get moles. And if we have recently derived one mole formula from molarity. So molarity is given, that is M. So you do not need to do anything. You just multiply M into volume. Volume must be in liter. Then you will get moles. These are the 4 formulas which you are going to use again and again. Is that okay, Santosh? Anything else you want me to explain? Okay, so let us move to our current topic. So what is my scheme? I want you to first finish concentration terms, then significant figure. The another important topic is significant figure, which they have started asking. Okay, so I will explain also significant figure. I hope you must have studied this in physics also, but I will also explain this, right? It might take one class only. Okay, beta. So so now we were studying mixing of solutions, right? Mixing of 2 solutions, mixing of more than 1 solutions. We have already derived a formula that M resultant or M nu is nothing but M1 V1 plus M2 V2. If they are n component, then you can write it similarly, and it is V1 plus V2 and like this. But this was the formula when you have same component, same substance or same component, right? I will give you one question, you just solve it. I have also explained the electrolyte, non-electrolyte terms in the previous class. So on the basis of that, I am asking you calculate the, I will explain one question, then I will ask you another. Calculate the concentration of H plus ion, which contains in the resulting solution, prepared from 200 ml of 0.1 molar and 500 ml of 0.156 ले लो बेटा, 600 ml of, this is H2SO4 and this is HCl. So I have taken 2 different substances, and sir, someone in the waiting room, it seems they are messaging. एक बार ऐड करो आप, in the waiting room कितने लोग हैं? एक मिनट, in the meeting. Wait. कहाँ है, दिखा ना? अच्छा, वही मैं कहूँ, आज इतने कम कहाँ से आए बच्चे? कुछ नहीं. Yes, thanks Deepak, thank you so much. I was also worried why the strength of students is less today. Okay, but I thought there might be some reason, there might be some issue. Thanks, Deepak. Okay, guys. Yes, good morning, Likhta. So I have given this question. I have studied. I have discussed nothing new. I have already told you that in the previous class we have studied this formula, and on the basis of that, I want you to explain this question. Yes, good morning, beta. Good morning, Sai Tharun. Yes, good morning, beta. So this question says, please read this question. It says, calculate the concentration of H plus ion. Okay, so there was first container in which, if you see volume is 200 ml and molarity is 0.1 molar, right? And there is container 2 in which volume is 600 ml and molarity is 0.15. It says like this, but this is of HCl and this is of H2SO4. If you are mixing this, whenever you are mixing two things, yes, Sri, good morning, beta. Whenever you are mixing two things, always check whether they can react or not, because it is a chemistry, it's a subject of chemistry. So you have to always check the possibility whether both of them can react with each other or not. So always check the note, you can see, always check the possibility of reaction, always check the possibility of reaction. As you can see, both of them are acid. Yes, beta, Hano. So as you can see, both of them are acid. It is not possible that they will react. Okay, so fine, without saying, we can mix them, and after mixing we want to calculate the molarity or the concentration for. Whenever concentration term is given, you do not need to confuse it with something else. If they have given nothing, you are going to assume it as molarity. If they want you to ask concentration and nothing has been given in the problem, so you do not need to confuse that whether they are asking percentage weight by volume or molality or mole fraction. Do not worry, just calculate molarity. So if you mix them, then total volume V nu or V3 will become V1 plus V2. That is 800 ml. So if you see HCl, what will happen? HCl will break into H plus and Cl minus. Right? So if you see HCl from here, if you see HCl, the moles of HCl are nothing but 200 into 0.1, that is 20 millimoles. So after breaking down, H plus will also be 20 millimoles. So I am writing like this initially. You can solve it directly also. For H2SO4, if you see H plus and twice H plus and sulfate ion. So if you have taken it, its moles will be 600 into 0.15. So that is 90. Okay. So if you multiply, then it will become 180. So this will become 180 millimoles. Now you can solve it. I have done the same M1V1 plus M2V2. This is I have solved by M1V1 and this is I have solved by M2V2. Right? This is I have solved it by M2V2. Now just remember that here twice the moles of H plus are producing as compared to moles of H2SO4. That is why I have multiplied by 2. So I can write it, if you see using the same formula, I have written 200 into 0.1. But there can be one mistake that you can write directly 0.15 into 600. But they are asking you the H plus. So H plus you see here, each molecule of H2SO4 will provide 2 moles of H plus. They will provide 2 moles. That is why I am multiplying with 2. This is you have to learn. This is you have to understand. Okay. In each chemistry formula, you also have to apply somewhat chemistry. Dekhna. You can divide by total volume, that is 800. So if you solve it, it will become 20 plus 180 divided by 800, that is 1 by 4. So it will become 0.25. So I have solved by this method also, and I have used this formula also. Whichever you like, you can follow. Yes, beta, 0.25. And such kind of problem you will find in ionic equilibrium. Write it down, beta. In the next test, whatever we are covering, everything will be asked. Everything till now. Okay. Whether it is for Saturday, Friday. So I am moving very slowly. Okay. Everything. Malab, whatever we have covered till now in 20-30 classes, I am going to ask each and everything. So I am telling you beforehand, please go through the notes, solve the questions. I might provide you DPP today. Okay, notes will be uploaded today of the complete topic. So you can solve all the questions. I have covered the each and every topic comprehensively, whether you belong to medical or JEE. It's a very basic topic. I have taken very simple problems so that you can understand all the basic concepts of mole concept very easily, right? So if you have doubt, you can ask me, you can contact me anytime. It's an opportunity, beta. Okay, fine. So on the similar lines, I am asking something else from you guys. I am asking calculate the I've already, why I have broken it 100%. I have told you HCl is strong acid as well as H2SO4 is also strong acid. So they are strong electrolyte. So they are yes, they are strong electrolyte. That is why they are completely dissociating. So I am asking calculate the concentration of chloride ion, that is Cl minus ion, in the resulting solution of resulting solution of 200 ml of 0.3 molar AlCl3 300 molar of 0.4 molar MgCl2 and 500 ml of 0.24 molar NaCl solution. So I want you to ask chloride ion. I am asking you concentration of chloride ion in the resulting solution in which you have mixed three things. Three things are AlCl3, MgCl2 and NaCl. So I have solved simple question and given you a difficult one. this 300 ml beta. बेटा check it again बेटा. छह 18 और 24 42 और 54. Bit you are not right, but you are close beta. See, how can you solve it? I have told you m nu, right? So whatever the chloride ion coming from AlCl3, you have to check it, and you are knowing that it is coming thrice the concentration of AlCl3 because each of them contains 3 chloride ion. So if you, I just write the equation. In the exam you do not need to write. Slowly you will understand that it will provide thrice the ions of the concentration of AlCl3. So you can easily see thrice. That is why I will multiply 200 into 0.3 into 3. That is why I am multiplying by 3, because you can see from the reaction whatever the AlCl3, the chloride ion from AlCl3 will be thrice the concentration of aluminum chloride, and in this case it will be twice. So 2 into 300 into 0.4, as well as 500 plus into 0.24, and you can see here it will come exactly the same number of NaCl divided by, if you see the concentration, 200, 300 and 500. Dear Santosh, you are not right. So if you solve it, it will come as, this will be 180, this will come as 240, 240, and it will come as 120 divided by 1000. So if you solve it, it will be 0.5. That was right from Chatur Teja. Sorry. Is it okay, beta? Yes, Niharka, that is absolutely right. Chatur Teja, you were also right. I am happy that you have understood this concept. In some cases, they would have provided you some water, extra water, that 2000 ml of water was added, right? In this similar question, if they ask you, in the second problem, they say, if we add 200 ml, 2000 ml of H2O, calculate chloride ion concentration. What will you do? It is a problem of dilution. So what will you do? You can apply m nu. Till now the concentration is this thing. So m next will be 0.54. Its volume is 1000 upon total volume added, 1000 plus 2000. This is you have added. So its final volume is now 3000 ml. So your new concentration will become 0.18 molar. So I have also understood, explained the previous concept. What I have used, m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. If you remember, you can recall from previous class formula. M1 is 0.54 because this is our new M1 for chloride ion. volume is 1000 m2, V2 will be V1 plus 2000 ml. Is that okay with everyone? Did you get these two questions, all of you? Yes. In the same problem, they might ask you, concentration of AlCl3, sorry, Al plus 3, aluminum ion. So what will you do? Aluminum ion is coming only from this thing. It is not coming from MgCl2 or NaCl. So you have to take concentration of only that component from there your common ion or the ion is coming. So you see the AlCl3 is coming, Al plus 3 is coming only from AlCl3. So you only take the moles coming from AlCl3 and you see whatever is the concentration of Al, it is exactly same the concentration of AlCl3 because you see they both are present in the same ratio, 1:1. So you can solve concentration of Al plus 3 will be equal to 200 into 0.3 divided by total volume. The earlier volume was 100, this is 1000 and we have already added 200 ml, sorry 2000 ml. So it will become 1000 plus 2000. So if you solve it, 60 divided by 3000, 1/50 molar. Did you get it? Did you get it? Or shall I explain it once again? The first part. Why I have taken only concentration of AlCl3? Because aluminum is not coming from here. And it is also not coming from here. Yes. Anyone else, beta? Please respond. Please respond. If you want to calculate for Mg plus 2, then what will you do? You will take concentration from here only. It is coming from this container. Yes. So it will be 300 into 0.4 divided by total volume. The total volume is 1000 plus 2000. So it will become 120 upon 3000. That will be 140. And if you want to calculate concentration of Na plus ion, it will be nothing, 500 into 0.24 divided by total volume, that is 3000. 120 this is also same, 3000, 140 m. Yes, beta. So anyone else? Yes, Anjali, you have got it. Anyone else? Please request or please tell me, because all these questions you will see again and again, right? So write it down, beta. Write it down. I am giving you so many questions for molarity because it is the most important. Yes, beta, it is added into the final solution. No, not to all. See, if you have added, then you have got something this, in which you have added this, and this. Now you have added 2000 ml into this only, ml of H2O. Vijay Kumar? No, beta, Mg and Cl are not in same ratio, beta. Chaturteja, chloride ion is twice the ions of the Mg. Chloride ions are the twice in the same container, that is MgCl2. Fine, shall I rub it? I will ask you one question, a simple one. The question says, how much volume of 0.5 molar barium hydroxide must be added into into 500 ml of .2 molar NaOH solution to get to get 0.6 to get hydroxide concentration. Hydroxide बोले तो बेटा OH माइनस, hydroxide concentration of 0.4 molar. Read the question. I will explain it. I will simplify it. Just read the question. They are saying there are two things. Mg and Na might be better. Okay. That might be 125. Okay, fine. Yes, that will be 25. That is okay. Thanks, Vijay. So now question says, you want a resulting solution in which OH minus should be, OH minus is 0.4 molar. This is what they are expecting you. And they are saying you have added into it 0.5 molar barium hydroxide, but you do not know the volume, how much you have added. So they are actually asking you the volume. And they are saying I have also added NaOH, and they have given you the information about NaOH. Its volume is 500 and its molarity is 0.2 molar. So this is what they are. So they have given you the final thing, but now they are asking you. So these are the basic two kind of problem in which they will give you initial part and ask you final thing. And in some cases they will give you final and ask you the initial part. I am written hydroxide concentration as OH minus. So they are asking you this thing. They have given that 0.4. I've got some answer. Okay, anyone else? Quickly, beta. Use the same formula. Use the same formula. They are saying OH minus. They are asking you OH minus concentration, and they have giving you 0.5 molar. So from barium hydroxide 0.5, take it as variable V and multiply by 2, because each barium hydroxide will provide you 2 moles of hydroxide ion. Each, you can see the ratio twice, plus 500 into 0.2. Now you are not knowing 500 plus volume. So V is unknown. Just solve it. It will come as 500 into 0.4, that is 200, plus 0.4 V should be equal to V plus 100. So if you solve it, it will become yes. So it will become 100 is equal to 0.6 V. Right, very good. So V will become 100 divided by 0.6, that is 166.66 ml. Very good, Chatur Teja. Great. Great, Chatur Teja. You have done it correctly. What about others? Likhita, please check your connection, because all others are not having problem. So did you get this problem, beta? All of you? Anyone else who is having any doubt? If you are not having, then we can move to other concentration terms. Anyone else, beta? Sai Darshak, Hanok, Vijay. Clear? Okay, Deepak. Great. So why I am not getting answer from your side, Deepak? Anjali? Santosh? Yes, that is right. That is right. 166 is also right. Okay, fine. Okay, great, beta. So there are beta group A, which we have already covered. The first was percentage weight by volume. Other was first was weight volume by volume. Other was weight by volume, and third was molarity. We have covered it comprehensively. Right now, I am moving to group 2. That is group B. First is nothing but percentage weight by weight, and second will be mole fraction, and third is molarity. Okay, and I will also tell you ppm. What is ppm? So these are 4. Molality, right? So these are remaining. So I will explain each and every. So next, group B. But before moving to group B, I just want you to tell, if you want to convert group A into group B, they are giving something group A and they are asking you group B. Use density. Density of substance, density of solution, right? I have already told you density has nothing to do with solute or solvent. Okay, for such problems, concentration related problems. Okay, so first one is our percentage weight by weight. So what is the meaning of percentage weight by weight? It is nothing but weight of solute So it says weight of solute in gram present per 100 gram of solution. Okay, so percentage weight by weight can be written as weight of solute upon weight of solution into 100. That's it. It is if you see unitless, it is unitless. We know weight is divided by weight, so it will have no unit. So if there is a problem, it says 6 gram of urea is added into 94 gram of H2O to prepare solution. So calculate percentage weight by weight. Calculate percentage weight by weight. So the answer will be percentage weight by weight is weight of solute, that is weight of urea, upon weight of urea plus weight of solvent into 100. So in any problem, you have to first identify what is the information given. It is information given related to solute, and this is information given related to solvent. But we require solute and solution. So from solvent, somehow you have to calculate this the information related to solution. So it will become beta 6 divided by 100 into 100. So it will become 6%. Yes, beta. Yes, it will be. Yes. Niharika, beta, are you? Yes, yes, it will be 6. Niharika, did you get it? Okay, fine. So I am asking you a question. If a solution is 30% weight by weight of urea, okay? Now I am asking, what does it mean? What does it mean? And the second part is, how much urea present in 7.5 gram of solution. Beta, to be precise, beta, you have written simple thing into that is, beta, Hanok, you have to simplify it in a more simpler terms. You have just written the simple thing. You have written the statement. 30% means 30% of urea. You have written the mathematical thing into an English statement. You have to simplify it into chemistry terms. So it says, it means, beta, this is, Hanok, you have to learn more. 30% weight by weight means, beta, 30 gram of urea. 30 gram of urea present in 100 gram of solution. This is expected from you. They do not want you to write it in English. Okay. So you will say both are same. Yes, same, but this is more simpler form. This is you have explained this thing. 30% weight by weight. So you have to tell about the how much solution is there, that is 100 gram. If 100 gram of solution is there, then 30 gram of urea is present, right? So what about this thing? Please solve this. It want you to find out the urea, but you know this thing. So use this formula, percentage weight by weight. So percentage weight by weight is 30. Weight of solute, weight of urea is asked. Weight of solution is given 7.5 into 100. So it will become 30 into 7.5 divided by 100 is equal to weight of urea. So you can solve it. Okay. Weight of urea will become 2.15 gram. Or 2.25. 2.25 gram. Yes, that is right. Now I am asking, our next property is mole fraction. Our next is mole fraction. Please understood this, because the next chapter, chemical equilibrium and gaseous state, you are going to use, as well as solution. So this property is going to be used in solution, the 12th class chapter, gaseous state and chemical equilibrium. All might be in other chapters also, but these are the chapters which will exclusively use this property or this concentration term. Mole fraction is nothing but moles of solute. Now see, it is derived, it is defined for per moles. So moles of solute present in a mixture or you can write ratio of moles of solute, just change it. It is nothing but ratio of moles of solute with respect to total moles, Okay, denoted by psi, but we generally, it is psi, but we generally tell it x. Okay, so psi of solute will become, as in our case, in solution there will be two components, one is solute, other is solvent. So psi of solute will be equal to n of solute upon n of solute plus n of solvent. Okay, let us say there is any solution which contains solute, let us say it is V, and it contains some solvent which is A. So X solvent will become N of A upon NV plus Na. So these are two formula, simple formula. And if you see, if you check X solute plus X solvent, it will come as, if you calculate it, it will always come as 1. So I have told you in the starting classes that I have told you, whenever fraction comes, the total will always be 1. But whenever percentage, the problems are related to percentage, then total will always be 100. So you can learn these things. In the problem related to fraction, total will always be equal to 1. And in problem related to percentage, total will always be equal to 100. It is also unitless beta. This is also unitless. It will carry no unit. So I am asking, calculate the mole fraction of A, B, and C if mixture contains 2 moles of A 3 moles of B and 5 moles of C. So answer will be simple. If you want to calculate the mole fraction, if you want to calculate the mole fraction for A, it will be moles of A upon total moles, So in the solution, there are only 2 components. So I have taken only 2, but in this question, it is given 3 components. So I have taken 3. So it will be nothing but 2 by 10. देखिए आंसर आएगा 0.2. Similarly, if you calculate B, so it will be NB, NA. Denominator will remain same in all the cases. So it will come as 0.3. And for XC, it will come as 0.5. And if you want to add all of them, you see, it will always come as 1. So I'm writing one more thing. The summation of all component, it will always be equal to 1. You can write it. Is it okay? क्या हुआ? Is it okay? Shall I give you another problem? So first you can write points, some points related to this to remember. First thing which I have written, that mole fraction of Xi will be equal to 1. First thing. Second, mole fraction of any component in a solution, mole fraction of any component in a solution will always be less than 1 and will always be greater than 0. Okay, it cannot be equal to 0 or it cannot also be equal to 1 in a solution, in a mixture or solution, in a solution or mixture. But what is the meaning of if it is 0? Third, if x of something is 0, if x is 0, it means if A, let's say A, then A is not present in solution. A is not present in solution. In mixture, you can say. If A is 1, if Xi comes 1, what does it mean? That there is no other component, only A and A is there. So you can say it is pure, it is a pure substance A. It's pure substance A. There is nothing else present. Anything is not present. Any other component is not present. So write this, then I will give you problems. Any doubt, beta? These things are very trivial, beta, very trivial. Again, I am giving you no problems because I want you to solve all the problems which are done in the classes. Okay, so please solve them, because in the next test I am the paper will be based on the whatever we have learned till now. Okay, so let's say there is a problem. It says 30 gram of urea is added into 270 gram of water. First thing they are asking you percentage weight by weight. Second thing they are asking mole fraction of urea and mole fraction of water. Or you can for simple problem you can take 45 gram beta. That will be more. For now it will be okay, but such solution does not exist. but for calculation purpose I am giving you. Have you written this? All of you have written this? Fine, solve that. There is another which I am explaining now, parts per billion, parts per million. So I am writing it, you just solve that question. Okay, beta. So I am coming here. It's simple, beta. Percentage weight by weight is nothing. Weight of solute is 30 divided by 75, beta. Because you have to take the total weight of solution. So it will be 30 plus 45 into 100. So 4 by 3. So it will come as 40%, beta. Right? Very simple problem. 40. Yes, that is right. X of urea. If you see, it will be 0.2 moles divided by, 0.5 moles divided by 0.5 plus 2.5. 2.5, I have written 1836, yes. So it will be 0.5 plus 3 divided by 3. And X of water will become, someone has written 2 by 5. No, beta, it will not be 2 by 5. Raju, please check, your second is wrong. It is not just 45 grams, so it will be 2.5 moles. So where you guys have done the mistake? Yes, tell me what mistake you have done, beta. So it will come as only 1 by 6. And if you solve this, it will come as 5 by 6. What mistake you have committed? Chatur Teja as well as Raju. You, both of you have done, Sarai took only grams, not. Beta, please calculate moles. Yes, you have to calculate moles. So moles of urea will be 30 by 60. Moles of water, you cannot commit such mistake. Please focus. 18, that is 2.5. Yeah, both of you have done the same mistake. Do not worry, write it. So this is the answer for urea and this is the answer for water. Is that okay? Give me 2 minutes. I will also explain this, and question related to this we will do in the next class. Molality and ppm I will explain in next class. But just give me some time. Parts per million, it is denoted by ppm, that is parts per million, and defined for solution which contains solute in very less amount. So you have seen that whatever water we are drinking, in that water also there are some very harmful substances are present, but they are present in very limited amount, very less amount. But if we want to check the purity of water, we need to find out whether how much amount of cadmium ion, fluoride ion, or any other ion is present in the water. So it is whether it is potable or not, whether it is drinkable, can we drink it? So to check it, we need to check the concentration of these ions, and which are present in very minute amount, right? So the solution is very dilute. Okay, so in the chemistry term it is very dilute, but it might be harmful for us. So to deal with such questions or such concept, we have derived one more concentration term, that is ppm, and on the similar lines ppb is also defined, that is parts per billion. So it has nothing for it is simpler formula. ppm is nothing but weight of solute upon weight of solution into 10⁶. Because if we not multiply with this term, then the answer will be very less. As I have already told you that weight of solute is very less. So if you want to calculate weight of solution, it will be weight of solvent plus weight of solute. Weight of solute is very less, so you can ignore it. So it is basically percentage weight by weight only, just multiplied by 10⁶. Both these things are same, percentage weight by weight and this, but here it is 10⁶, there was 10⁻². So you can derive the relation. So this is simple thing. On the similar lines, I can also write ppb, that is parts per billion. Per billion. So it will be nothing but weight of solute upon weight of solution into 10